so that somebody has a little thing. What else do we have? I think that's about it.
Well, you put a few new drinks when the new menu came out, the new menu holders. Some things rotated out, some new drinks have rotated in. But.
Can you still get the old drinks if you request them?
Sure, we have a secret menu. Oh wait, this is being broadcast?
I do.
We already know. We know.
Yeah, if you get a fun look, tell them, no, it's on the secret menu, and they'll make it short of missing an ingredient. Like if it's a special Christmas drink that might have an ingredient that's just not there all the time. But otherwise, yes, you can ask for your drinks.
You're one of the original tenants at Urban Union. How did you get involved with Urban Union, and how did all that come about?
Well, the funny thing is that we originally had looked at a couple of different places, and they kept getting pulled out from under the rug on us. But the city was kind enough to the planning people were kind enough to lend a hand. And at first, when they called me out, of course, again, I was down in Houston. I got a call that's, hey, we got a perfect place for you off a division, and I was like, what? I don't,
next to what car lot?
Exactly, but they, so he said, just come up and take a look at it, and I did, and I met Ryan Dodson and the Dodson family, and I tell you, Ryan was a tremendous influence in deciding on landing there, because he said he got as excited as we were about Tiki.
Yeah, he got it. I mean, so many landlords you went to and you started telling them, here's the idea, and a lot of them were like, what?
Yeah.
Right.
Tiki.
Yeah.
I mean, they had no idea.
Right.
And he had an idea and looked at all the proposals we had and pictures. And
it was important to us because he had kind of mentioned that, he wanted more mom and pop places at Urban Union, as opposed to, if somebody's coming in from Detroit to watch the Lions play, they don't want to go home with stories about, well, I went to the Chili's. I mean, there's anything wrong with Chili's, but, we want to give them a unique experience, and he did too, and that's been very fun.
Well, everything in the union's unique.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Now, we've come in to celebrate someone's birthday before, and JP can also tell his side of the story. We came in with probably about 20 to 30 people.
On a Monday.
On a Monday night. It was right
Unannounced.
before Christmas. Yes. And his eyes got very big. And was calling for backup, and was like, "Someone please come
Probably
help us."
crying in the freezer.
So we left, not because we don't love Four Kahunas, but we didn't want to put all that pressure and all that work on
Because those
JP.
drinks take time.
Yes.
I put the knife down right after you.
But so your place can be rented for parties and so forth.
No, sir, we don't shut down for anybody.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a destination spot, travelers, Tiki is kind of there's a Tiki subculture that goes on, and there are lots of traveling businessmen and people traveling, women and people traveling for other reasons. And they typically, when they go into town for business or whatever the reason, they say, let me look up the local Tiki bar and go to that. Because of that, we have people from California or people visiting from out of town and stuff like that. And the last thing we want them to see is a sign on the door saying closed for a personal event. So... yeah, my apologies. I was unprepared.
No, don't be. That was our fault. We didn't tell you ahead of time.
If I know ahead of time, if I know ahead of time, we bring in extra. If you got a large party like that, just let me know. We'll bring in extra bartenders, set aside a part of the bar for you. Can't close down, but we could be very accommodating. And of course, you're able to bring food or whatever if you want to, or birthday cakes or whatever. It's kind of fun too.
Awesome.
Yes, you can always bring in your own food.
Okay,
restaurant,
very good.
order it in. Some people have had stuff delivered there. I mean, we don't have a.
We just don't serve it because I don't like a lot of dirty dishes.
Oh, yeah, what a
I get
pain.
that completely.
So, where does the inspiration for your drinks come from?
It's a trade
You did a whole
secret.
lot of the drink work. I mean, probably a third of the menus. There's like drinks laboratory.
Yeah.
I mean, we did months of testing out different recipes, and I thought it was funny. There's times I could taste something and go, I don't like that, but I get where somebody else would like it. It might have had some flavor in it, like there's peach in that, and I'm like, but somebody else could love it, and sure enough, drinks could be popular. But a third of them roughly are probably classics, the Mai Tai, the Zombie, all that type of thing. A third of them may be twists on classics, and a lot of them are just made out of whole cloth.
Our inspiration for the drinks came from obviously that Tiki flavor, trying to get that mysterious, authentic Tiki feel, taste as best we can, and sometimes we just flat have fun with this drink, so what's going on in the menu. If you're asking about the inspiration for Tiki, I got to blame that on somebody else, because that's many years ago that was first developed. I just wanted to bring it to Texas.
Now, Joe's your head bartender, right?
He's our manager.
Okay. Yeah, he's come up with quite a few drinks. Because anytime you've mentioned the secret menu earlier, anytime I go in there, I'll be like, Joe, what secret stuff you guys working on?
Yeah. So a lot of times I'll give homework, if you would, to some of the bartenders, and I said to Joe, I said, I want to develop a Tiki tequila drink.
Right.
Because
it's National Tequila Day, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's it's not really normally in the wheelhouse of Tiki Exotica drinks. Usually it's basically rum. Sometimes you'll have a vodka or something. But I said, develop me something. And he kind of came up with a basic. I said, well, it needs a little bit more of this, a little less of that. And that's how we kind of start honing in on something. And, so Mayu, our other bartender, she's got a delicious drink on the menu. And
my wife loves it.
A lot of people love Mayu.
Yeah.
She was kind of, I think, a little hesitant to create the drink, and we're like, no, go create a drink. And she's created one that a lot of people love. So.
Which one is that?
The Maylulu.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I always get the same thing. I think it's called the Headhunter, the one with the banana dolphin head.
Yes.
And I think about that drink probably like 2 times a week.
Yeah,
I'm just like walking around.
I'm a Blackbeard's ghost.
You're very kind.
Oh,
and
man.
I'm always like, same thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, this is a good drink. I really want to have
I would
one.
really like to have one right now.
I'm usually a zombie guy, but I love tequila. So anytime Joe comes up with something tequila, I like it.
Yeah.
And have you had his variation with the mezcal?
Yes,
The
I did. It
werewolf
was
Watusi.
nice and
Yeah.
smoky, and I was like, ooh, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
I think I had it last time I was there.
Cool.
Which is, I think, 2 weeks ago, probably.
So speaking of the drinks, what is your favorite drinks on the menu? I mean, it doesn't have to be one. If you have a couple
Well, no,
favorites,
mine's the
that's fine.
Male Kula.
Okay.
And I had a friend early on after we opened who tasted it. She said, this tastes like a vacation.
That's
So it's what she thought of as a...
Wow.
But it's got some... I'm going to try Tuaca in it. And I like Tuaca.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite.
Cool.
I like a lot of them, but
Right.
my
Yeah,
favorite,
yeah,
I'm
for
going to say
sure.
Male Kula, which will be a
That's what I was going to say. For me, it's
different answer.
on any given day. I like the top 28, 29 drinks. I think there's 30 on the menu.
Which one do you not like?
Yeah, which one
Is
do you
there
not
one?
Oh, see, I set myself up for that one. Probably just the rum old fashioned, because I mean, rum makes a delicious old fashioned, but
I've
it's
never
kind
thought of that.
But it's kind of, I don't know, simple.
Sure.
I've had a tequila old fashioned. It was really good, too.
With
I've
the
heard
bitters
that.
as well?
Uh-huh. It worked out.
I've heard it works.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's
Go ahead.
Sorry, and that's what's something that's fun about just kind of going back to the drink design is because these are such multi-part recipes, which is why it takes longer. You know, adjustments are often like a quarter of an ounce.
Right.
You know, half an ounce. You're like, all right, let's go down to quarter ounce. Oh, that's all right. All right, that works. So it's a lot of
It's a
fine
science.
tuning.
Well, and
Yeah, it
there's
really
a
is
lot
science.
of there's a lot of like flavors that are in those drinks and a lot of different things that are in those, and that's one of the things that I really loved about it. When the first time I was there, I was like, wow, like there's like 8 different things going on in this drink at one time. Like that's a really cool thing, and you can tell that flavor profile is for every drink is different, and I really like that about the drinks there.
It's a full experience. It's
Yeah.
not a Jack and Coke because you want to get a little drunk and you don't want to taste the liquor, you know? I mean, it is, you're drinking with purpose and
And in a great atmosphere.
in a great
What was
atmosphere.
the drink there? One of the regulars that was in, you said he tried to make it at home, and he said it didn't quite taste as good, and then you tell him why.
Yeah, he was saying that, all of our juices and our additives are all handmade there. So everything from our Fallernum to our Orgeat, even our grenadine we make in-house. We don't get store-bought grenadine. So he was mentioning
every
how
syrup
that,
is
he was saying that his just didn't quite taste the same at home. He asked if he could buy some more syrups, but I told him we barely keep up with what we can do. But yeah, I appreciate you saying that a lot because we're trying to fit that retro kind of feel of a cocktail lounge where people can come in after the symphony, after on a anniversary date, or just to chat with friends. We want to create a place that's just a little bit different, that they're not going to the old. I love rum and Coke, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Sure.
But every once in a while you want a place where you can dial back and just relax and sit and chat with somebody. I love the idea that I look out across the bar and everybody's talking with each other and connecting and having a very good conversation. I've been to other bars where, frankly, everybody's on the phone or watching
Yeah.
the TV behind them and stuff like that.
Or
And
it's so loud in there.
you
hear
can't talk.
in there.
Exactly.
I mean, I've been in Four Kahunas when it's been pretty loud because it's bumping, but I agree with you completely. Like when my wife and I go, we go on date nights quite a bit. It's kind of a
Nice.
nightcap on the date night, And but we come early enough because I eat dinner at like 4. But we come early enough that it hasn't really got popping yet. And we talk to Joe like all the time when we're there, and we'll talk to people that we're sitting at the bar with, and that connectivity is really fun, and everyone's bonding over these really great drinks and this really great atmosphere and having a good time. I don't think I've ever had a bad time at Fort Cahunas.
Never.
You couldn't.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Tiki's kind of a neutral flag. I mean, everybody can fall under the Tiki umbrella. I mean, we get punk rockers, we get bikers, we get country and western people, we get parrot heads, we get tattooed people, we get conservative people. We've had policemen and preachers, and I mean, everybody. I like that it's its own thing. It's got its own identity enough to where you don't have to worry about, does this bar fit my stereotype or whatever.
And like you said about the TV behind the bar, it's usually some B movie, which is awesome. Yeah. And I'm always like, most of my conversations are like, what movie is this? I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and it's on silent. And so,
and that's the best thing is you have no idea. And most of the time it's black and white. So,
or a Godzilla movie.
Or sometimes tropical scenery or something. But that was another intentional. There's not going to be a sports TV up.
Good.
Right,
yeah,
I'm a huge sports fan, but that's
not what the place is.
No news, no sports.
No, you don't need it.
Because it's an escape place, It's where you go.
We have 1 clock in the bar, and I think when I put it up, it was set to Hawaiian time, but then it broke, and we just don't care.
You don't need to care.
Why would you?
Where Fort Cahunas
Right.
is.
You
just
stumble
you're there
out
for
of there
that.
4 days later.
Well, then you're mentioning the bar and sitting it there and the connectivity. That's something that surprised me a little bit of how many people choose to sit at the bar. They'll come in just because you'll meet somebody sitting next to you. You're close to the bartender and you can watch them work, and because they're doing so much stuff, it's not just a rum and here's a bit of Coke and handing it to you. So
it's a show on its own.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that, but I know several times I've been like getting my phone out, like taking boomerangs of like the juices going into the drink, and it is kind of a show.
So we have a segment on this show where we try to find the best pizza in Arlington. We call it the Tournament of Toppings. What is your favorite pizza places in Arlington?
Oh wow! Could I name one coming?
Sure.
Rosa.
Cane Rosa is getting ready to open up in Urban
yeah.
Union. I'm really looking forward to that because
that should be a lot of fun.
Just south of the campus, New York Pizzeria.
Oh yeah,
okay,
yeah.
That
little like side street, after the
Doug Russell
lot.
or something, the side street.
Right. Yeah, that's our go-to when we're like, you know, hey, you
Just
want to grab a quick bite?
Well, you can get a slice in there, and I know,
Right.
Yeah,
a few other places you can get it, but that's one that you can go and just get a slice. So.
No, you're right. Those are good places.
And it's a good guy, the owner.
Yeah, well, and again, that's part of the shop local.
Yeah,
I'm big on shop local, and he's a local guy. He's not.
Yeah, the broad answer is any Arlington pizzeria.
Yeah, that's fair, and that's kind of how we feel too. Like anyone that's local, we're definitely like in their corner and wanting to help, promote like old school.
Yeah,
and, you guys,
mamas.
You guys. Yeah.
Can I tell my favorite joke about Arlington?
Sure.
All right.
Please.
When the Super Bowl came here, what was that, 8-9 years ago? And the marketing people were coming in and asking, well, how do we market the region? What do we call it? And they asked Dallas, and they said, well, you just call it the Metroplex. And they said, we go over to Fort Worth. Well, what's the whole big region here? What are you going to call it? And they just said, Greater North Texas. And then they went to Arlington. So what are we going to call this whole thing here? Arlington. Absolutely, Arlington.
So what can people look forward to in the future from Fort Kahunas?
The scenery, the background is always evolving. Obviously, we just added a new menu with 6 more drinks and such like that. So drinks are always evolving. The scenery is always evolving. We're always learning more about customer service, more about what people want. We hope to step up our events calendar so that the next one coming out is going to be right around Mardi Gras for a Mardi Gras party.
Very nice.
More personal mugs, more
Come for the free king cake.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You get the baby.
You win
get
a
the prize. Yeah.
Oh, you keep the baby in.
Oh yeah. Well,
Good.
we had several cakes. And there was a baby in each cake. So we get it from the
that's the
Marquez
problem.
Bakery.
We have an attorney on hand in case somebody chose.
Okay. Well, that's the
No, I'm
problem
just kidding.
now, because a lot of people sell a king cake, but they put like the baby on top.
No. We warn people
Okay,
that you're
good.
supposed to be looking. When you get your slice,
Right.
you're warned.
That's
Look
how
for the
it's supposed to
baby.
look
You
for
could
the
have
baby.
it.
Hey, they do axe throwing next door. I don't
That's
care.
right.
At least let us have a baby
At
in the
least
cake.
it's not
so.
baby throwing.
Oh my!
That's a good idea for a contest, though. Not the baby throwing, but spot the new decor, because the decor is always.
yeah.
So when a new item goes up, we should go, can you